Okay, so my name is Jeremy, and Yana needs to get off her phone.
I'm getting off the phone. I just needed to send my mom a quick text to recommend the book that we are going to discuss on the podcast very shortly.
But not at this juncture.
No,
because I
no,
still
not
have
right
to...
now.
Okay.
Jared's still working his way through it.
Yep, it's a very good book. It's called The Hike, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah, by Drew McGarry.
We should probably run through some more of his books after that, I think.
Yes.
Do like a little McGarry marathon.
So hold on. Are you for real going to post this?
I don't know.
As like bonus
I don't love
content?
the location because the background behind where you're at is like a blank wall with like marks on it. I thought about hanging the green screen. They recommend for like the best audio to like hang like curtains or something because that actually like dampens echo.
Oh, really?
But I think these microphones are going to help with that quite a bit. I also like that, unlike, you know, the video recordings before, we can actually look each other in the eyes.
Yes, these microphones are fancy as shit.
And then we can also do like ASMR if we want to. No,
I
you
do
don't
not
like that?
want to do
You
that.
Don't want to...
No, I don't mind it.
We could
but
tap into quite a market.
I don't want to do it myself.
We could tap into quite a market with that.
I guess. Listen, there's a lot of markets out there. I don't necessarily want to tap into all of them.
Well, I think that would depend
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, the internet is a hive of scum and villainy. But, I mean, I don't know. What's your... I feel like you would have a monetary, like, threshold, or you'd be like, oh, we can make that much
if
money?
somebody paid me money to whisper into a mic and, like, scratch my nails on stuff, 100% I would do it.
I think...
Oh, are you kidding me?
I mean...
Yeah.
People don't do that for their health. They do it because people like listening to it and it gets clicks.
Okay, here's the thing with being a content creator. I don't think I could be a content creator in any kind of real way.
What are we doing here?
No. I mean, like on Instagram or you know whatever.
Be an influencer.
Okay, yes. And honey, let's be very frank. With what we're doing here, you're doing all the heavy lifting.
I mean, if you were to do,
I just show up and I talk. When you tell me to talk,
you lend your decades of developed, wonderful personality to this podcast.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's what you're bringing to the table here, the literal table.
I appreciate that.
And so, yeah, I mean,
that's very sweet.
That's what you're bringing. And also, even if you were creating any other kind of content, I'd probably be doing the same thing. We would be like, you know, the talent and the producer or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you were definitely the talent in this.
The talent and the producer.
You know,
that sounds like a dirty film.
I'm the captain and you're Tennille, man. I'm just like quietly.
They were an equal partnership.
I mean, in name,
as are we.
Well, I guess, but you know, I feel like you would be. You know, you're more. I mean, you were the one who talked about you had a degree in communication, so you're the better public speaker. You literally were on debate teams, which was called
Forensics for Life, baby.
Well, I don't know why I still don't know why it's called Forensics.
Why it's called Forensics?
That's
Nobody
really weird.
knows. That's not true. I'm sure out there somewhere somebody knows.
The person who called it that probably knows.
And it was very confusing because whenever we would have anything delivered to the school, like for the forensics team, it would say that on packages, and people would be like, is this like body parts? Are you guys dissecting things?
Body parts.
And our coach would be like,
what do they think forensics is?
It's high school.
I mean, you wouldn't ship body parts even to an actual forensics team.
Yeah.
You'd ship like the things maybe to dissect body parts.
Yeah.
Not even that. That's a coroner that does that. That's not even forensics.
Well, but yes, I was on the forensics team for all 4 years of high school.
I was on no teams.
If you do end up posting this, anyone who's on the forensics team with me, shout out, to everyone who was on the good old Dallastown high school forensics team.
Shout out to the forensics team. I don't remember any of your names, but shouting out to you.
That's not true.
I don't know. You just said shout out to the forensics team.
I remember plenty of people.
You were like, shout out to Becky on the forensics team.
Plenty. I'm not going to say their full names. However,
okay.
Jay, Steffi, Ryan, Sean.
Is Jay the one that
I remember plenty of people.
Is Jay the one I know on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The one he actually defended you on the podcast on Twitter. I told you about that.
You did tell me about that. And thank you, Jay. If you are listening to this now, thank you.
Maybe I just won't post this since this is a test.
I think you should.
This is a test of our new equipment. We don't have any topics. We're just recording for a few minutes.
Post it as a mini episode.
Post it.
Yeah.
I will. There's actually the thing that we use to host the podcast actually has like a nice thing where it's like, is this a main episode or is this a bonus episode?
Ooh,
you can categorize them.
There you go.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bonus, just like a little treat.
A little treat. Our listeners can have a little episode as a treat.
As a treat.
Just us fucking around with our new microphones.
Yep. Okay, so for real, if you are going to post this, I have to tell people because it's going to be a little while before our like next official one.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
When we discuss the hike.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm telling you now, please go and read The Hike.
By Drew Magary.
Because
he's a great writer.
It is... I thought it was so interesting. So I finished it on audiobooks. I was listening to it. And I finished it like yesterday or the day before. And I have not been able to stop thinking about it.
Really?
It's been like running through my head. Yeah, the ending of it especially.
Yeah, I feel like I had some weird dreams last night as I was reading it as I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I think that infected me a little bit.
So it's like, it's a fantasy, but it's like a modern day fantasy. It's pretty dark.
It's very surreal.
Yeah, and if you are interested in like trippy things and quests and, you know, people kind of getting lost and trying to like achieve a goal.
It feels very inspired.
This is the book for you.
It feels very inspired by like, it feels very much like a modern day version of like the original Pinocchio or like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Like a tumble down the rabbit hole for
yeah.
sure. I have not finished it, otherwise we'd be reviewing it right now. I'm still working on it.
So we are going to talk about it within the next couple of weeks, I guess, whenever Jared finishes it.
I'm hoping to have it finished by this weekend, then we can record for it.
Yeah. So if you guys have decided to take my advice and read it, then yeah, please listen to our next podcast because we are going to talk some heavy spoilers as we always do. And if you are planning on reading it, no, for real. And if you're planning on reading it, like, don't listen to the podcast before you read it.
We aren't nuanced enough in our review of things to discuss it in vague terms like, see, the themes of this are, our review style is more like, it was so cool when this exact thing happened.
Right.
And, you know, so yeah, like in The Matrix where he just talked about it. Wasn't it cool when he punched the guy and actually, I don't think anyone... Actually, you know what I didn't bring up during my review of The Matrix that I thought was really funny and like a great moment in that movie?
What's that?
Was when they asked him if he could still fly and he tries to.
Oh, yeah.
And he just does like a little bunny hop and he's like, nah.
No, that's not
like,
going to happen.
That was like a great lampooning of one of the super cool looking things from the previous movies where he like does his little like dip down like 3-point pose and then he takes off, where he did that and the music soared and then it just fizzled, and I was like, I love that. I love a series that's willing to make fun of itself like that.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
I mean, he's a treasure.
He's great.
He's a goddamn delight. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, we should watch, maybe review for the podcast, we should watch Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's in that.
I have tried to watch that movie several times in my lifetime, and I cannot get through it.
I just keep seeing people bring it up.
Awake.
Really?
It's weird.
I keep seeing people bring it up and
dull.
Is it?
I found it to be dull, and I'm sorry for anyone who like disagrees.
Francis Ford Coppola, Yana.
It's so boring.
I know that means nothing to you.
And there's like some sexy parts in it, but they're super weird and just...
I would think you'd be used to weird, sexy stuff by now.
I am, but...
That was a joke about me, but I'm glad you went with it.
I'm just kidding. Oh, I thought you were talking about the books I read.
No, I meant like, because of you and me being married.
No.
Yeah, that's what that was about.
Oh, stop.
And you were just like, yeah, for sure. Weird.
We get real weird. No, that's not true.
No, I'm definitely not going to post this.
I'm going to go ahead and stop talking.
Let's change the subject.
Good call.
Or do we have anything further to discuss on
I
this
think we might be done. This is tiny little episode.
Yeah, this is just our mini-sode. We'll maybe post it as like a trailer or something for the whole show. I don't know. Yana's flashing the crazy eyes at me.
I'm a little bit excited because I'm hoping people go out and read this book. I want and if you guys want questions answered, not that we have any insight beyond what we interpret, but if you would like for us to talk about something specific about this book, mail it in.
If you have questions, we'll answer them, or maybe we'll just forward them to the party that can. Who knows?
That's right.
But anyway,
we're
going to kick off this test episode, whatever you want to call it. And you guys have yourselves a good night.
Bye.